Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been enjoying the content recently, and I don't know about you, but for me I actually prefer doing it a bit more vlog style, doing it a bit more relaxed and a bit more organic and natural basically. So if you haven't seen the last video, please check it out. I'll link it somewhere here. Yeah, I felt like it was quite formal, and if I'm honest, there was quite a lot of things that I missed out on saying, but hopefully today I can do it a bit more relaxed and just show what my daily routine is like. It's quite difficult at the moment to have a routine, but for me, if I didn't, then I would really feel really lost. So hopefully this will give you a bit of encouragement as well. Good morning guys. So I've never been much of a morning person, but I do try and get up around 8 o'clock. Has basically been my time during lockdown. First things first, I cannot start my day without making my bed. I don't know about anyone else, but I can't just slap the covers over. I have to do it perfectly. I have to try and get it as neat as possible. But a funny story for you all, when I was a teenager living at my mum's, my mum would ask me to make my bed, and I would say, why would I need to make my bed when I'm only going to get back in it later? Wow, how things have changed. I really do have to get in my gym wear as soon as I wake up to ensure that I will work out, even if it's not the first thing that I am going to do that day. As you will probably see during this video, I love my Fitbit, and one of the main things I love is that it monitors your sleep, which is super clever and really fascinating and motivates you to get those 8 hours. One major thing I've noticed since going low carb, and especially on the days when I've been super strict, I've calculated everything and ensured that I've stayed below my 20 grams, I really noticed the difference on my sleep and also the difference of when I wake up. I don't feel groggy, I wake up alert, and 9 times out of 10, you do not wake up hungry. If I am really feeling starving for some strange reason, I will eat breakfast. I don't religiously fast every single day and have no other flexibility around it. Whilst you are just watching me clean my kitchen and set myself up for the day, I thought I may as well talk about some of the benefits that I have experienced through following a low carb lifestyle. One thing, when you usually are on any other sort of diet, you actually lose muscle along with the fat. I always used to notice when I would go on a diet, I would straight away lose any bit of bum that I had. But with keto, I will say, you do not lose your muscle. It actually preserves your muscle, and this has actually been shown in a few studies where they've compared following a keto diet to other diets. I know that for some people this may be incredibly boring to watch, but a few people like myself might find this quite therapeutic. But at the end of the day, this is my realistic, honest daily routine. Unless I really have to, I cannot do my workout, go out food shopping or whatever it may be until I have made everything presentable downstairs and upstairs. Like they say, tidy house, tidy mind. So the next bit is basically me measuring my ketones. I will link this device below. It also measures your blood glucose levels. I'm not too bothered about chasing ketones, but I measured at 1.1, which is moderate ketosis. More than anything, I think it's nice just to know that what you are doing is working. Lately, I have been trying to do abs 5 days a week at least, and it really has made the difference. Today, I'm not going to lie, I do go for a run, and this is definitely not my normal routine. I've been trying to get into going for runs ever since completing that 5k challenge, and this week would have been my third run of the week. So if I can try to do 2 to 3 runs a week, I think that's enough for me. But yeah, I just wanted to be completely transparent and not make out like I run every day or every week, because I really don't. This is a Pamela Reif workout, if you are wondering, and I will link it in the description. The other benefit that I did just want to make clear is something that I've experienced, and it's also something that other people around me that have tried keto also have said, is your digestion changes and you really don't feel bloated. When you come off of the carbs, you realise how often before you actually were bloated and really uncomfortable after eating your meal. And alongside of that, I think with the fact that you don't get that after lunch or after dinner slump, instead of the food bringing you more energy, you actually feel more fatigued, which is definitely not the case with low carb. ready and now I'm going to go downstairs and make my breakfast. I skipped out on breakfast this morning. I've been for that run and now I'm going to eat my breakfast, lunch and break my fast. So all I've had today is water and I will make my current lunch that I've been sticking to. So whilst I make my lunch, I'm just going to basically go into a few questions that I've had. So quite a few people have asked me to explain more of what keto actually is. So if you don't know, keto stands for ketosis or ketones. Ketosis is basically a state that your body is in when you do this diet. For most people, you are basically running on carbohydrates. If you're running on carbohydrates, then that gets converted to glucose, which is sugar. So you are running on glucose, your brain is, your everything basically for your energy is glucose. So in order to get into the state of ketosis, basically what you have to do is reduce the amount of carbohydrates to nothing or to a certain threshold. Everybody has a different amount. For me, I stick to 20 grams a day. The absence of the carbs basically makes your blood sugar drop. The levels of glucose have decreased, and then during that time you will have a transition period, so you might feel a little bit funny. Obviously your brain doesn't know what fuel source to use at the moment, so it's trying to run on glucose, but you're not intaking any glucose, you're not taking in any carbohydrates or enough, so your brain is just trying to find what source to use. It might take a couple of days and then literally your body will start to use the fat from your body and use the fat that you are consuming from your diet to convert that in your liver into ketones. So now instead of being a sugar burner or a carb burner, you are now running on fat. Obviously, because you're running on fat, this means that your body will take fat stores and use that up as energy, which is great for weight loss. It's not a miracle, it's not a magic pill, but I obviously believe that it is the most efficient way to live a healthy lifestyle and burn fat naturally without even trying, while still enjoying the food. So if you are curious, I'm just making a tuna salad with boiled eggs. So other than the weight loss that you've probably heard about and the fact that it's been named as a fad diet, the benefits of being in ketosis or being on the keto diet means that you're not constantly on a roller coaster of your blood sugar. So when you are eating carbs, particularly those that are processed and refined, or for instance, like I mentioned in my last video, the orange juice. So because it lacks fiber, it gets absorbed very quickly. This will raise your blood sugar to an unhealthy amount, and when that happens, your insulin, which you've probably heard of from diabetics, your insulin will raise as well to basically bring your blood sugar back down to a normal level. The glucose in your bloodstream basically shouldn't be there for a long period of time, as it's quite damaging to your body. The insulin comes in to open up your cells, so that can be your muscles, your liver, and if you run out of storage in those places, that's where it gets stored as fat cells. On your organs it can be stored, or it can be stored in, obviously, on your body. That's a lot of the time why if you eat a high sugar, a high carb diet, you end up with a lot of fat around your stomach. Other than the fact that this obviously will cause weight gain and potentially fat deposits on your body or inside your body, it's also bad because if you are constantly spiking your blood sugar or raising your blood sugar and your insulin is constantly having to rise as well and keep trying to open up your cells to let all of this glucose in, eventually your cells won't respond to the insulin anymore. This is basically called insulin resistance. So it means that your insulin can try as hard as it wants, but it's not going to respond. Insulin resistance is basically the start of things like diabetes or pre-diabetes. So when you're on the keto diet, basically your blood sugar will not be getting raised constantly, it means that you have more stable energy because your body can constantly run on ketones. Also, it's maybe important to know that your body can actually produce its own glucose without the need of glucose being taken in. So your brain will actually run on about 75% ketones and the rest will be glucose, but that will be made in your liver. So if you're wondering, the types of food that you would eat on keto are meat, fish, dairy if you want to, mainly green vegetables, leafy greens, things like that, and nuts and seeds. Eggs, of course, are great, and dark chocolate. So maybe you've tried a low carb diet before where you've cut out things like rice, bread, pasta, other things like that, but you felt like you weren't satisfied, you weren't full, and maybe you even felt a bit weak. This is not the same because your body is completely changing its fuel source. So you're no longer looking for those carbs to find your energy. Your body's now going to be running on the fat. So you are replacing the carbs with the fat. You won't feel hungry, you won't be left looking for more food, and you won't feel weak because, like I said, you are going to be running on a different fuel. If you're wondering what type of fats, you might think fat is bad. You can get fats from coconut, avocado. Obviously animal meat, is up to you where you find the source. So if you are going to start trying the keto diet, be prepared, get everything that you need food-wise. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, but make sure you up your fats. Don't worry about calories for the first few days or week even, and you can worry about the weight loss another time, but there are much more benefits to keto than just weight loss. So I just come in from the garden and just fancied a little smoothie, to be honest. So yeah, I usually drink almond milk or coconut milk in my tea, coffee, smoothies, anything basically. It's lower carb, I just prefer it. I was drinking almond milk before I switched over to following keto. I'm just gonna add this collagen powder. It's chocolate flavored. It's like a protein powder, but except it's focused more on getting collagen, which a lot of people don't realize that they're lacking. It's obviously found in things like connective tissues of animals and things like that. But yeah, this is perfect keto. It's really yummy. Instead of using just like normal cacao powder, I like to use that. So, if you haven't tried it, frozen avocado is really handy right now, and obviously anytime, because avocados are just so difficult to get right. Like, especially at the moment, you can only buy so many at one time. And if you're wondering, it's from Tesco. And it's really, really good. One way or another, I like to get my avocado in, maybe in the morning, maybe for dinner, but yeah, it just thickens up the smoothie and you don't even know it's in there. And plus, because it's frozen, it will make it more icy. And I forgot to add cinnamon. Maybe wondering why on earth I added salt a minute ago. Salt is actually a really important mineral, and especially with keto, when you transition, you'll lose a lot of water weight and that will flush out all your minerals. A lot of processed foods have a lot of sodium, and carbs in general make you hold on to water weight. As soon as you get rid of the carbs, the minerals will go. So in order to avoid that, put salt in everything. And honestly, salt and cinnamon is so good. I don't know if what I just said made a lot of sense. I just wanted to explain. Natural salts like rock salt or Himalayan pink salt, that is good for you, and not table salt. So that will help you hold on to your minerals, and also salt, if it comes from a good source, will contain its own minerals. Potassium, even calcium and magnesium, which is really important. I was clearly having a great time here watching another YouTuber, but I actually did most of my chores yesterday. So this was Friday, and I'm usually the type of person that if I listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video, I'm doing something else at the same time. But instead, I decided to enjoy the sun, enjoy the garden, and also my partner was out there doing some work on our patio. So we were able to have a little chat and, yeah, enjoyed the sun at the same time. I have had a few people say that they would miss the crunch on keto. Well, I made my own crackers, and these are made from flaxseed. This was definitely a last minute thrown together meal. It was meant to be fish pie with cream inside, but we couldn't get hold of any cream, so I ended up making a spicy tomato fish pie, and it actually really worked out better. I actually preferred it, so I will link the recipe in the description, and yeah, it was delicious. Carrots are not strictly keto, but they're about 7 grams per 100 grams. Good night guys, goodbye, thank you for watching, and please subscribe and like if you enjoyed it.